end out my, sorry, excuse me if I heard building, I apologize for that. Moving aside. I had to end my earlier live because of the fact that I was getting some oysters, essentially. It's 120 degrees here in Southern California. But in any case, going back to the Mets for a second, I kind of ended it a little early because I was right by the restaurant, so it was, put it this way, with the Mets, even if they make the playoffs, they're not going deep in the playoffs. To the point that I don't know how well they're going to be. It'd be great if they do really well, but I highly doubt it. Let's be honest. This is not a team that I think scares a lot of teams out there, specifically the Padres or the Diamondbacks. But yeah, the Mets will be even a split with the Padres and took 3 out of 4 with the D-backs, but I mean, honestly, that was more of a case where they were on their downswing, those two teams. I have to say this, that it depends on the next couple of games, the next series of games that they play against, see how well they do. Because quite honestly, they should have swept the Reds. Honestly, they should have swept the Reds. Again, baseball is very finicky. A streak here, a streak there, you're in the playoffs. Losing streak here, losing streak there, you're out of the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. I'd love for the Mets to make it into October. Honestly, if the Mets do go against the Mets make the wild card, I'd love for them to go against the Dodgers. You'll see me at Dodger Stadium. Put it that way. I'll be at Dodger Stadium. But outside of that, I'm a little. I'll say this: Carlos Mendoza has far exceeded expectations. I mean, in my opinion, right now, it's a win for the Mets. Right now, it's a win because they're above 500, well over 500. My goal was hopefully for them to just be a game or two above 500, and they are. They're well over it. Now, of course, they can be 500 if they lose, or even go below 500. But realistically, unless there's another major injury, they should be good. The real question comes down to is Francisco Lindor. Should he be MVP? NL MVP, I mean. It's hard to say. Ohtani is doing really well, but the argument can be made that Ohtani is just a DH. A DH. He's not playing both sides of the field, basically. He's only playing on the offensive side, so he has the luxury of taking some rest here and there. Granted, he's having a phenomenal season. He might be the first player to hit 50-50. First DH as well, too. He can be the first player ever to first DH to win an MVP award. I mean, David Ortiz never won an MVP. I mean, David Ortiz never won an MVP, and he was mostly DH guy. Can we see this with Ohtani? Look for Major League basically to push towards it a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised because they're trying to. I mean, Ohtani's definitely an exciting player to watch. I was a little angry that the Mets didn't try and go sign him. I have a feeling if the Mets made an offer of $600 to $700 million and deferred, I think he would have came because between LA and the New York market, he would have gone to either one, I think. It's going to be interesting to see how the votes come down because it's got to be between Lindor and Ohtani, of course. I want to say that Ohtani might have the edge because of that factor of what he's doing, but without Lindor, I don't think the Mets are where they're at. I mean, yeah, granted, McNeil and Alonso and such are hoping, and Vientos as well too. But I think it's more of a case where, like, let's be honest, Lindor is the catalyst. If Lindor is on a slump, it seems like the rest of the team is in a slump. So I would love to see how this plays out at the end of the season. Now, of course, if the Mets make the playoffs, I think that'll definitely boost up and give them extra points by putting the Mets into the playoffs. Now, if they go deep, definitely adds more weight to Lindor at that point as well, too. Pitching-wise, Manaea, I mean, he's making a name for himself. I don't think the Mets should re-sign him. I mean, let's be honest. I think this is a case where he knew he was going to opt out. I think he was fortunate the Mets made him an offer. I don't think anyone else would have. Let's see how it plays out with him. Severino, 1-year contract. I think that's also a big factor as well too. I don't think the Mets sign him. Again, I would have loved the Mets to have traded both of them for like some serious prospects, but it's not happening. David Peterson has surprised me a little bit more than I anticipated, but I would love to see Peterson go a full 7 to 8 innings at least. If he can go to 7, 8 innings, I think he'll earn my respect at that point. He will earn my respect if he goes to full 7, 8 innings. Alonso, I don't know. If the Mets can sign Soto, then yeah, Soto, Lindor, and Alonso, that should help alleviate Alonso a little bit. He's arrogant. Sure. Anyways, now back to the Giants itself, the New York Giants. I hate to say this, but like this season, I think it's going to be a wash. I'd be surprised if the Giants actually make the playoffs. If they have a winning record, I'd be really more surprised. I think the next 2 games will dictate how. Yeah, I think the next 2 games will dictate how we'll see Daniel Jones, to where Dable may or may not bench him. Because honestly, if the Giants can't score any touchdowns, there are no TDs, you got a problem with your quarterback. And this might have been the most expensive mistake for the Giants, but I mean, what can you say? Like I said, I have a feeling this was a Wellington Mara or a Mara signing more than a Cone and a Dable request. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. When my video becomes permanent, let me know that. Because it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Anyways. Again, let me know your thoughts. If you like this video, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Would love the subscriptions. Would love to do more lives, quite honestly. More so lives with other individuals, sharing a live stream and discussing about sports, or maybe TV shows or movies for that matter too. I mean, I've been doing some reviews here and there. I've already reviewed American Saga. I mean, Only Murders in the Building season 4. So far, it's looking good. After 2 episodes, I'm kind of enjoying it, actually. Thoroughly enjoying it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the first season. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Again, leave your comments in the comment section when this becomes a permanent video. Stay tuned till next time. Until then, unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.